Good morning. Oh, I'm kind of dark. Let's get a bit more light on me. Whee! That's a bit better. Slightly. I mean, color's always weird when it's a sunny day outside. Because there's more light behind me than there is in front of me, which is a strange thing. So I probably need a darker room. But anyway, welcome everybody. If we can get a quick mic check, 1, 2, let me know you can hear me. Let me know everything is A-OK on the stream. And we'll make a start. We so far have 36 viewers in here and only 7 likes. Let's wait and see if we can get that up to 50 viewers and at least 30 likes. And then I'll start saying hello to everybody. We get in there. We are getting there. Okay, we're getting some of the likes in now. Thank you, everybody. 50% of you so far have liked. More than 50% of you now have liked the stream. So that's a good start. Right. Who's in the chat? We've got Knight 1996. That makes me feel old because I'm 1990. I'm an old man. Liquid, welcome. Shorty, welcome. Jambi, welcome. David Urban is in the house. Welcome. Hostile Power, legend Hostile Power in the house. Everyone panic. Bitcoin's going to 10K, he says. Add another zero onto that, Hostile Power. Panic for the bull market. No, we'll get there eventually, won't we? We'll eventually get that 100, but yeah, maybe not today. Probably unlikely, right? Jez S, Odin, can someone do something about price, please? I told my nan to buy the top again. That is the way. If you ever tell your nan to buy Bitcoin, that is when you probably should be taking profit. Delirium's in the house. Good morning. I'm a working man. You're hoping to see the NQ chart. No, we're going to focus on crypto today. We have the other stuff for the NQ. And to be honest, the NQ, I mean, I can put the NQ chart on there right now. It's not doing very much today. Sideways, 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 sideways. And certainly not dumping anywhere near what Bitcoin is doing right now. So Nasdaq's still looking really good. Really good. But Bitcoin, not quite as healthy right now. Who else is here? It's going to take a while to get through everyone. AZTV, retail is not even here yet, says retail. Yeah, we are the retail that is saying that retail is not here. Exactly. Macro CTR, Jim, Nudge, VWAP, Dane Fernandez, Hemen, Yo Whimsy Pro Trades, Petsaw. All right. AZTV says celebrity coins lol. Nvidia signing boobs lol. The signs were there. I mean, no, they weren't. This is like it's a long way off of macro top signs. Things usually get a lot more crazy than this, but I mean, technically, we took a short and we're just playing out the targets for those shorts right now. So, yeah, I will get onto the Bitcoin chart in a second, and yeah, we'll see what else is going on. Do you have a graph for how much dumb money has graduated to smart money this cycle? I mean, yeah, if you've not graduated yet, then probably about time. So, right, let me just put another level on this chart just for a momento. It's still going to be green, isn't it? So I've got this on my other charts, but clearly where we are right at this very second. Let me press record actually before we get started with this. So yeah, I think I'm done with the introductions. We'll start off with Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is record a little video that can then get uploaded later on. Clever that. So I'm in the live stream, but I'm also recording video content, which is great. So I'm going to do another welcome to everybody. You'll get used to this eventually. And yeah. Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's video. Actually, no, I'm not going to start it like that because there's no need, is there? I'll get used to doing it this way eventually. Cool. All right. Good morning, everybody. Bitcoin analysis to start off with. So, yeah, a bit of a drop that we've had overnight here again. We are currently testing, if we look on the monthly time frame, a move back into our monthly opens. So this so far, as we can see, if we do zoom in a little bit on this chart right here, we've not really got much of a wick to the downside. So price could potentially be extending this, taking out what is currently our monthly lows and starting to seek back down. Now, worst case scenario for this is we have been within this range between that 71,200 down towards 60K for a few months now. And there is the possibility that that could continue, and then we would be looking at this. Okay, we had the move, the bullish candle, which was subsequently followed by a bearish candle that came all the way back down to the previous month. Then the following month, we run all the way back up again. And now this month, are we going to go all the way back down again and just continue this process with this big 72 to 60K range? It is there as a possibility. I don't think that's the most likely scenario at the moment, but we do have to be aware of that on these higher timeframes, especially as we did take out those previous month highs already within this month so far. So we have taken out the previous month highs. We have seen that when this has happened previously, last time when we took out the previous month lows, you went all the way back up towards the highs again. And now we're seeing this correction. So we have taken out the highs. Are we going to see this come down and take out the lows? In which case, if we are looking on the monthly, it is looking very bearish if we have a look at it from that situation, because we do still have this big gap down here where there is significant volume at 52K. So if this is to be a true, like at least a top for the summer, then 52K is where we would ultimately be looking for as the next area where there is high volume up here if this range does start to break back down again. Overall, though, I think we do have enough support where we are currently to be holding, and I'm not looking at that as being the most likely scenario right now. But if we are looking on a monthly, that is essentially where you do have to be looking. At the moment, we go onto the RSI, and we can see this isn't something that I use too often, but of course, macro, when you're looking at monthly timeframes with just a loss of momentum on each time we have a bull market top, and there is divergence forming here between highs we put in back in 2021 and highs we're putting in now, there is that situation, and that could be an almighty crash to the downside with a macro top being put in if you are looking super bearish at this. Now, there are things to suggest that, I mean, there could be a macro high here. We have seen the ridiculous like celebrity stuff. We have seen that there is a bit of a bubble going on, especially with AI, Nvidia, and the likes of that at the moment with the stock split. We've had people that had been around a few years ago suddenly coming back, trying to move the market to no effect. Times are very different. The tourists have come back to a certain extent, especially within the stock market. But yeah, overall, where we are looking at price right now, I do think that there is higher to come. And I do think that overall this is looking okay. There's no reason to panic yet, but there are some toppy signs, which is why there was a short taken earlier on in the week and last week, and we do have to be aware of that. Now, coming down onto the lower time frames, the weekly, it looks a little bit more chill here, okay, it looks a little bit better. So when you look at the weekly, it is quite simply consolidation above these previous highs. So the monthly looks a bit scary. The weekly looks a bit better. When we have a look at this weekly time frame, we're not really seeing those same gaps that we have on the monthly here. You can see that there was consolidation within that. You can see that we then did mark up. The gap on the weekly time frame was here. We have tested that. Okay, so this has been tested. The weekly not looking quite so bearish. What we are seeing is consolidation with volume tapering off. All right, you had that big peak of volume back in February, March. That's when the market was incredibly bullish. You think back to easy mode, that super easy mode that there was from basically October, November last year that took us all the way up into March, April. We are just seeing consolidation. We're seeing like this here being back in March. So from the beginning of March, we've just been contained within this range, volume tapering off, and that means that value is starting to rise to meet price. So we had seen the test off of the anchored VWAP, the yearly VWAP, previously, which did give us some good support. We have seen this move all the way back up to the top of the range here. If it can hold, it looks good. There's not really any imbalance on the weekly that needs to be dealt with below here. If this is to correct further, then you'd say just searching down maybe into this low volume area that we have around 65, 66 could be a target for this. But the weekly, looking nowhere near as scary as what the monthly is showing, but the monthly is a higher time frame, so have to be aware of that. Go down onto the daily. This is it's a small candle, really, so we can still see like volume is tapering off here. It's not, we had a climax with the push up that was all the ETF hype and everything that was going along with that. We've been contained within this range. Volume is cooling down. There's not a significant amount of aggression to the downside, but as well as that, there isn't really enough that's offering us some support, and we haven't seen any type of, I'd say at this stage, we've not seen any capitulation. It's just a little bit sketchy. So people that are long on leverage up here, they may be shaken out or stopped out or liquidated by now. But there's not been any sort of even close to any capitulation for the longer term traders. Remember, I am myself in a long from 58, have compounded at 61 and have compounded again within this range. Okay. And for me, with the long positions that I'm in, I'm not going to become concerned unless we do start coming back down below that 66 area and start to drop out of this range that we're currently in. So for myself, I think this is okay if you are swing long looking for all-time highs. This is just a range within this upper portion of the chart. We can see here that we had basically a full range that was formed within this move. And then we had this little mini range at the lows. And now we're having this mini range up at the highs here. So are we able to hold this midpoint? Are we able to hold what is really considerable, you would like to see as considerable support between, I'd say, you look at this little candle here as a decent midpoint. You can see, bring that back. We have support back here. You have support back here, and this is where we start to get that you can kind of split your range into two with an upper range and a lower range. What we don't want to be doing from this daily is starting to get caught back down there. Is there anything else to really say on the daily? There wasn't any divergences that formed, okay, because we never ended up closing daily candles above previous ones. We've just been consistently closing these candles lower. So when you look at candle closes here, we have these ones, then we have these ones, then we have these ones, they were lower. And now we have these ones, which once again are a little bit lower. And yeah, no divergence to speak of, tapering off volume. And we're at the range points of control and the monthly open. Now the interesting stuff, we'll go down onto the 4. The 4 hour is where we did have some bearish signs, and this is where you could have got into a short really quite easily. We knew that this was highly likely to play out, and there have been 2 pretty simple opportunities to go short, both of which I have taken. Only one of which I am still in. So I have taken profit on the short from yesterday, but I am still holding that. And with the short that I took at the end of last week, because it wasn't a Friday, closing that out over the weekend, and having to jump back into a short to start a new week yesterday. So if we look at this, we did have signs that it was slightly toppy with some divergence here on the RSI against these 2 highs. So you have a high, price made a higher high, and then once again, even locally, right, we look towards these 2 tops back here, right, where we did have candle closes that were higher. And on those candle closes that were higher, we had a loss of momentum. As you can see from this, let's just make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So these highs against these highs with the divergence there, which has now, I'd say, entirely played out. That divergence is done. You're back into oversold here on the 4 hours. So it's been a really, really big corrective move all the way back down to the bottom of the range. 2 like pretty significant drops here. And that now, you would say for certain, even if we do go a little bit lower, I'd say we're probably looking at this being a really good area to bounce on the 4 hour, which could take us back up towards that, like maybe even as high as 69. We could make another low, but at this stage, you'd want to see something like this happen, and then the RSI start to recover, and you maybe get some divergence around here, something along those lines, right? So the 4 hours looking like it could be bouncy. Could be a good opportunity. That's the wrong level on the chart just there. So I'm going to cover a couple of these shorts, and we're going to look at what was the target for that. So I'm just going to bring things down onto the 30-minute, and you can see. So these short positions. Now, on spot, we never took the high. So I can show you on this over here. We did, however, take it on perps, right? So we had the sweep of the highs. Now, this was something that I explained when I did my last, like, just standard video update, that we were having this low volume rise, a very low volume rise after we didn't take out the lows of the range, right? So last week was like really, really, I mean, straightforward to take this short, and then very straightforward to know the target for that short. But it was a bit of a weird week. It was just like you had the move up on Tuesday. We were within this just pathetic little 1% range. We had that drop on Thursday evening, which didn't come down and take the lows. Now on the 4 hour, we do have a big gap that's here. Okay, so we were expecting this area here to be tested, and it didn't, right? You had the move up, you put in that low, and it didn't come down and take that low. What happened afterwards? You had this very, very low volume move up. There really wasn't very much going on here at all. And I was showing on the CVD that we could see that this was mainly perps led. So the probabilities that we were seeing with that is that, okay, we're looking to take out highs here. We're seeing a perps led rally that hasn't taken out the lows. So what is the target going to be? It is going to be to come and take these highs up here. Now that is what we saw. Okay, so these being the highs from back on in May 20th, previous month high that should have been over there. I've got these labels all mixed up. It's because I did the stream yesterday where I I was rushing a little bit to do everything, and I've mixed up my levels a little bit. But yeah, there we go. So those being the highs over there, price taking those out, of course, and then giving a nice short opportunity where we were targeting these lows here. So when you look on the 4 hour, this was the gap. All right, we knew that was likely to get tested, and we wanted to see this move down into it. Now, what we have subsequently seen from that moment onwards, and this is all really, really nice and clean on the 4 hour, is we had this range. Okay, we knew it was likely to bounce at this stage, so we knew a bounce was likely. What we had after that was, so I closed out this quickly, closed out this short very quickly. Have not played out all of this, but I am in a short from yesterday. Now, here is where we see the range. So you have a gap that's formed on the 4 hour. All right, we were closing candles above. So that's decent. All right, you were just holding sideways, holding steady, holding steady, holding steady over the weekend. And again, what happened yesterday is there was that move down that just took out those weekend lows. So as we can see over here, the move that took out those weekend lows, which could have given a nice long. I didn't take the long, right? Because I'm already in the swing long. I didn't really want to add like more long exposure on this. And I think this may have happened just whilst I was streaming. It was literally as I was streaming. So I didn't really have the opportunity to take that short. I think we were probably looking at altcoins by the end of the stream yesterday. No, maybe it was a little bit afterwards. Maybe it was slightly afterwards. In which case, I would have just gone and chilled out for a little bit. But anyway, regardless, I did not take the long. But then we saw that very nice move up, and this here was just a very, very clear short. So I did update on for the crew. So for anyone that was in the crew, I did do an alert on this. I can show you over here if I do just bring this up. Basically was looking at, again, the 4-hour chart saying local resistance here for Bitcoin, testing back into previous support and almost cleared 50% of the 4-hour gap. If it can push above 70,100, then filling the imbalance above up towards 70,600 seems likely. Not much to do other than stay patient here on the higher time frames. However, it would be a good area in which to take profit if longs or look for shorts if the 4-hour closes back below 69,850. So 69,850 was an important level to be, basically looking at for like those bigger swing shorts again if it does close below that. And then there was the short that was triggered here, and then we have seen this continuation all the way down, and still having taken profit on that short. But in fact, I marked this wrong on this chart. It was here. it wasn't as good an entry as I've actually shown on this one. It was here that I did it. I was being a bit more patient on it, and my target was another 4-hour gap that was lower down. So we go back onto the chart. This essentially what I was talking about. Okay, where we have this move up now. Phone calls going off in the background. Yeah. So we had this move up towards the highs. I was looking for a close basically above here to say that we may see a move higher. So we were looking at this. This 70,100 was the level, remember, that I just spoke about. So 70,080 was coming back to these lows, 70,100 being this low here. So you can see that zone here. And if we could have closed a 4-hour time frame above there, then I would have been looking for a move up towards here, that's 70,600. All right, so essentially meaning that if we closed up here somewhere, I would have been targeting a move up to here, and we would have seen if that would have triggered a short. And you're just going level to level, judging off of the candlesticks that we've got. We did get the close below, and that did trigger a decent short off of that. What am I talking about? It was there. It was there that I took the short. I got confused between the 69,850. It was there. So once that happened, short position taken. Another opportunity to then take the short once you get caught below this low that was later on in the evening. It was this short because it was that freaking candle right there that I took it on. And we've since seen this move down. So this just being very, very simple, 4-hour time frame mainly that we're looking at. And as soon as you see that weakness that did not go continuation higher. You had a move above it, a second attempt towards the highs, and then we dropped down, of course, losing weekly open here as well. So this was quite significant. If we do add on our VWAPs, we can see that we had this move down to start the week on a Monday, and then the move up. Now, this is interesting as well. This is a long update, but this is really interesting as well because Mondays are statistically the highest probability to be green out of any day of the week. So there is a much higher probability of Mondays being green and putting in either the high or the low of the week than any other day. Now, the fact that we obviously didn't close green yesterday, we did close red, but we did get that move up, which you can be fairly confident is going to happen on a Monday. Like we did search down to begin the day, you can be fairly confident that Monday will be putting in highs. That tends to be what we've done almost every Monday this year so far, certainly within this range that we've been in since back in March. I'm pretty sure every Monday has had a pretty significant move up, because you tend to get this Sunday pump, then it dumps, and then Monday searches up, and Tuesday you correct, and then you continue on with the rest of the week beyond that. But anyway, bit of a side note there. What we also had as confluence for this on the short was a naked VWAP close that was at 70,160. So essentially we were coming up, testing into this gap, could not break through. You then drop down, another opportunity to go short here as you lose the weekend highs. So it had the move to take out the weekend lows. You then take out the weekend highs. Once you've lost that again, you set up for shorts back down to target the lows a second time. VWAP then being flipped into resistance at weekly open. Another opportunity for a short position there. And then what we have seen today, if we do go on to the even lower time frames and have a look at where we are now, we've just taken out these lows again. This is a good area. I mean, a scalp long here, and I'm going to look at Bitcoin in a minute, could be a real interesting trade right now. So we'll see how this goes. You've got some nice market structure to work on right now. There could be a good long starting to form here. And I'd be very interested to see what Ethereum is doing as well on this low. I would hope that ETH BTC is getting a bit of a bounce, and maybe we haven't taken out the lows from earlier on ETH. But I'm going to look at that in a minute. I'm going to focus on Bitcoin. But essentially what I'm expecting here is Bitcoin's done this and ETH's done this. So a bit of a divergence. Maybe if in the chat you can have a look at that whilst I'm not looking at it, and we'll take a look at that in a moment. Because that was a plan that I wanted to cover today, and we're already getting it. As Lyrium has said in the chat as well, we did have that VWAP open drive. So we did have this on our daily open here, where from our daily open, you have a very small move up that just takes out some local highs, right? A little move up just takes out some local highs. You lose daily open, you test it again, and then you're using that VWAP to drive all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. VWAP still acting as resistance at this stage, has not been able to break that VWAP at any point, this being on the Woo chart. So it's a bit of a scrappy VWAP without a lot of volume here. But if we look at the same thing on the Coinbase chart over here, then this will look a bit cleaner. You've got a nice clean VWAP here where you can see that VWAP just acting consistently as resistance, and then you get the big drop afterwards all the way back down to that monthly open. So the target for this, if you are short from here, essentially being that we have, if we look on here, we've got another gap on the 4 hour that we cleared, then came down and took out this low. So you've essentially hit that target, all right, of this being your previous week low. down here, that has been taken. So we've taken the previous week lows, we've taken the previous week highs. Cool, right? We're back into monthly open. We've not yet put in a deeper wick on the monthly because this is the lowest that we've been on the month so far. But there still could potentially go lower, but it would be, and it is, an area in which to look for long positions. So if we have a look at where we are, like, this is a decent area in which to look for longs. If we are holding this monthly open, we have taken liquidity below previous week low. That's decent, right? From what we've seen with this price action, that's come down as far as, if you are bullish, this is where you'd want to hold. And we're back at an area in which there has been significant interest in price previously, because it is the point of control of our entire range. So this I do consider to be a range in itself, and we are simply trading this range until the point in which it breaks. If it does break down and we do start losing 66, then we would be looking for moves down into this area of the chart down here, where you've got this high volume node at 62, you've got the low volume node that finishes around 64. It could surge all the way down into that. I don't know particularly where that would end up stopping, but this is a very, very good area in which to be bidding this if you are just trading this range, considering this to be the low of this current range that we're in. Anything else to say on Bitcoin? This is a very long video, but there is a lot to discuss today, because we have finally had a decent move to talk about. Yeah, still making higher highs. So that's cool. All right, still making higher highs. This is where, yeah, everything is currently. Open interest Ethereum, you say. So yeah, we will have a look at the order flow and have a look over there. So I just want to share a few charts of this. As this is, well, we're going to carry on. We're going to carry on with the Bitcoin update. This is going to be a long video, a long Bitcoin video, for when I do eventually upload it. So if you have missed anything, I will upload this segment, this Bitcoin segment, as a separate video afterwards. But I'll keep going for now, otherwise it's going to end up even longer, isn't it? So moving on to this, hit the likes. Come on, guys. Come on, let's get that likes up to 50. And let's start to have a look at these charts. So there's not really, yeah, let's have a look at the liquidations first of all. Just the liquidation heat map. Of course, this isn't particularly mathematical. It is just an estimate of where liquidations are likely to be. There is still further. Okay, this could still come down towards, this is saying that we're probably looking at 65,600 as the bottom of where any possible capitulation could end up. So if we zoom in a bit on here, then you can see this just big cluster down here. There's a good few $1 billion potentially of long positions to liquidate below these lows. And if we are to see a capitulation, we would expect to clear all of that and then seek down a little bit lower. So that does bring us into that 65,600, 66K zone, right? So something to be aware of there. Where does that line up with is, of course, it does always do that. It does bring us back down to take out a lot of these lows that we have previously seen. So be aware of that, of course. We'll come on to the ETF in a moment. But locally, what do we have on Agra? So spot had led much of this move down. So we can see it was just consistent, almost that selling into support yesterday from spot. Perps then bang in one go wiped out of the market and then start to trade lower. So where we are here is this rally that we're seeing now, which isn't surprising at this stage, but the rally we are seeing now has been more perps led than spot. This being because we've taken out a local low. You can see the selling here still from spot. However, it's okay, right? It's holding some support here. We've hit a lot of the liquidations that this needed to do. This final push down hasn't impacted the market in the way that previous drives into lows have. So we have these 3 drives down, high volume, high volume, high volume, high liquidations on each of them. Okay, so you can see liquidations here, liquidations here, liquidations here, and high volume here, high volume here, high volume here. And then on this drop, it's not really seen that continuation. So the selling had been relatively aggressive on the move down to take out those lows again. Maybe just being because, look, this low happened just before the London session opened. And now we want to go and take that out and then get this reversal underway. Could be a possibility there. So we've taken out those Asia lows, getting a bit of a bounce here after just seeing a bit of a lack of aggression further down. Now looking at the open interest, well, this is zoomed in a lot. There we go. So open interest has just been it's been kind of interesting. We do have inverse. We do have perps longs opening on this bounce. We have seen a decent number of liquidations and a decent drop in open interest throughout the entire move here. So you could see that we'd had this just gradual ramping up on OI throughout yesterday. Okay, so we had this ramping up on open interest. CBD was fairly flat yesterday. But what we saw, this is weird. This aggregated spot cumulative CBD doesn't really line up. So I'm going to have to see why that's there. I don't like it. I don't like it on CoinGlass. It doesn't seem to make sense to me because it's completely different to what thingy's showing. But a very good drop in open interest that's basically cleared everything from yesterday. Now, if we zoom out slightly on here, we can see that overall OI is rising. Delta is dropping. So yeah, that from the higher time frames is interesting. That could suggest that we still need to see some big capitulation here that wipes out a lot of this open interest. However, this open interest could drop if there is to be a quick reversal and move higher. Then what that would do is squeeze shorts, because when you look at the delta, again, it's relatively, I mean, it's down throughout the majority of the range. So there are shorts within this as well. And if you do need to clear that open interest, it can go in both directions. But whatever it's going to do, it has to do quickly in order to get a drop in OI. If you just see this grinding down of price action, or if we just start floating back up towards the highs again, this will just continue to increase the OI. So if we are going to correct this somewhat, then it has to be a quick move. Because we're currently moving down, maybe that event needs to happen to the downside before we can be thinking about a move higher again later. So something to be aware of there. Yeah, certainly. Now, anything else to look at? Ooh, for the first time in a while, we now have a spot premium again on this exact 4-hour candle that's just started. So we do, look at it. Look, it's little, it's just about there, but it is there. So we do have a spot premium. Whereas for a lot of this range, we'd seen perpetuals being a little bit greedy, maybe expecting that break to all-time highs, really wanting that break to all-time highs. We're all fed up of this range, let's be honest. We are all fed up of this range. It would be nice to break it. But for the first time, okay, it's gone. It's gone now. It's disappeared. But we did for a moment. All right, we did for a moment have spot trading above perps. We'll see how this goes on, but the perps premium has cooled off. which does mean that the funding rate naturally will have cooled off. Not that it was high to begin with anyway, but if we do go over to funding, if we do have a premium here, then it does mean that our funding rates are likely starting to turn into negative. And there they are. So we got negative funding on some of the DEXs, DYDX, Vertex, and very, very neutral funding. But we are creeping into negative funding territory, which has been good areas for bouncy price action. So that's something to keep in mind. There could be some bouncy price action that we do get if this does continue. Another thing, let's have a look at the ETFs before we wrap up the Bitcoin segment, the incredibly long Bitcoin segment. We will have a look at the ETFs. I don't want to look really at the Hong Kong ETFs. Oh no, that's fine. We're not looking at the Hong Kong ETFs. But all right, natural that we see some outflows yesterday. Probably likely to see some more outflows today. But if we do look at these 2 days that we've seen the highest inflows of ETFs, so this was the 12th of March and the 4th of June. So 12th of March and 4th of June. I think it was Delirium posted a really, really good post about this in his section on the Discord. But if we look at that, well, they 12th of March, 6th of June. We'll go back onto the charts and we'll just have a look at the chart here from these two highs that have been put in. So 12th of March, this was the highest inflows that we had on Bitcoin. All right, here. Now, what did price do after that? It came up, took out those highs, and then had a big correction, right? Now, what have we done here? Was, again, what we saw was highest inflows on 6th of June. What happened? Price came up, took out those highs afterwards, and then had a correction. So you almost see those divergences where when you have these big inflow days, and when you have those days where the ETF peaks with those inflows, quite often you'll find that you get profit taking afterwards. But then what will happen? Perps will lead a rally up to take the high on futures. And then once you take the high, you dump it all the way back down again and shake everybody out. So that's something that we can look at for towards the future, right? And I think it also works on the downside. So the days where we have really, really high outflows, of course, this being on the 1st of May, we look back down to the 1st of May, and I mean, it didn't swipe the lows again on this occasion, but that high outflows day did signal a low. So the ETF providing some pretty good, I mean, it's normal. You would expect it to do so. Okay, if you're getting a ton of inflows and you're getting a ton of buying and it's just one-sided price action, you're probably going to correct it soon afterwards, right? So it's there. It is interesting. So keep an eye out for when we get these really big peaks, and they can be really interesting. And when it's just doing this sideways chop around the middle, it's when it comes up to close to $1 billion, right? $1 billion, 900 million above that, and below you're looking at a little bit less. So let's say negative 500 million. Those are areas where I think would have to be become really interested in what's going on, because they're significant extremes. And yeah, this is a massive new part of the market that I think is important to be analyzing, because these ETFs have, I mean, just so far sucked up 5% of all of the Bitcoin in circulation. And they are consistently eating up more of the supply that's coming into the market than is actually available. So it is a huge market that we do need to be aware of, and be aware of how it works and how it is affecting price. Of course, we don't have much data to work off of right now. We've only really had a couple of peaks, a couple of little troughs within this. but it is important to be aware of what is going on, because it is the driving force right now of the market. It is where most of, like, more than even exists of the current, like, the supply that's coming into the market is going into this stuff. And it's all going through Coinbase as well, which is why the Coinbase chart suddenly becomes really, really interesting. So these ETFs, 5% of the entire supply is within these funds right now. So very interesting. Yeah, I'm going to wrap up this Bitcoin segment. That's 40 minutes of Bitcoin. This is the longest Bitcoin update video I've done in a very long time. But yeah, for those of you who are watching this as a rerun of the live stream, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm going to stop recording here. So cheers. Bye-bye. And now that bit's recorded. And yeah, I can continue with the stream. So I'm going to have a little break here. Stretchy stretch. Any questions in the stream before we get started on Ethereum? Delirium. Yeah, I know there's so much, like, when you really get into it, there's so much that you can discuss, right? I mean, there's stuff on here, like, I hadn't even touched on the TPO. Like, I mean, we could have a look on the TPO on Bitcoin if we want to, or we can have a look on the like, I'll add TPO into it another time. I mean, there's not going to be, we've clearly cleared all the MPOCs. There's not going to be anything on a TPO that, unless we're all the way down here. So yeah, we'll forget that. I know we're at a time POC right now. So we are at a TPOC, and we are at a VPOC. And that is right here at 67,500. Because we spent so much time down here, right? Basically, this is why we're at the point of control, because this, like, sideways forever was yeah, just that. Fuck yeah, I didn't even mention that we've got FOMC and CPI tomorrow, right? That is tomorrow. Have a look on here. CPI and FOMC tomorrow. So I will be live again, of course, tomorrow morning. We've had unemployment rate in the UK this morning. Unemployment going up in the UK. I wonder if I'm one of those statistics, because technically I'm not employed. I'm just this guy that chats shit on the internet. So yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So CPI, FOMC tomorrow. I'm probably gonna go live for FOMC again. So we're gonna do a lot of these live streams. Also, just as a side note, I did a little poll this morning. So if anyone here is not following on Twitter, oh, this is bad. Twitter's a different audience, right? Twitter is a different audience, but this is not the results I wanted, considering that I'm focusing on live streaming right now. So for all of you guys that like the live stream, go and give this a bit of love. Of course, we are living in 2024, where people have an attention span that is less of an attention span than an ADHD goldfish these days. Like, literally, people's lives. And I'm not going for the people that are watching this stream, because people that are watching this stream right now are actually, like, spending some time to watch. But most people are like, just scrolling on their phone all day, doom scroll, doom scroll, doom scroll, doom scroll. I just want the information now. I just want signals. I just want all of this shit. I just want pump and dump. I just want 1,000, 2,000% in a day. I'm going to go on pump.fun and just pump some shitty meme coins. And that's what Twitter's like at the moment. So if you are on X, on X, then do go follow Taurus Crypto, at Taurus Crypto on X. That is me. go down and just yeah. I mean, if you do prefer the market update videos, like I'm still recording market update videos whilst we stream. So then I do upload them afterwards. So at least that's fine. That's still covered. Still got that done. So, but yeah, I do need to do I do need to do more of these written posts and everything as well. And do a bit more stuff. I also did a nice thread yesterday. So go give that thread some love. Essentially, it was just an excuse to use this goal in a thread and relate it to trading, because it does relate to trading to me. I consider it to, and I consider these like little kids to be like what most people who trade are like. So yeah. How's the stream doing? 58. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's keep those likes rolling in, and we'll get back to the charts. What is the chat saying? Chat is saying J Powell gonna rug us. Yeah, so tomorrow the rugging. Elon, please give us live stream on X. I mean, I can. I think I'm gonna be able to. I think I know a way. Because if I use VPN, I can access. I did do a little test stream and it did work, but if I do VPN plus, they just haven't opened it up in the UK for some reason. It's weird, or at least not for me. But yeah, carry on. I will try and get the live streaming on X all sorted very soon. People on Twitter want to be told what shitcoin to buy. People in this stream want to know how to trade for themselves. Very good. Yeah. This is like having. I'm kind of glad, right? Because we're at 20, almost 21,000 subs on YouTube. And I think one YouTube subscriber is worth about 100 X subscribers, followers. Not, I wish I did have more X followers. So if you're not following, please do. But yeah, Twitter people are a bit like little brain, right? Little brain people that just need to be told what to do all the time. It's true. It's true. They just search for signals and fucking meme coins and pump and dump shit. Lucifer, you just spent 30 minutes on Bitcoin, which is fine, I guess, but how many in the chat even remotely care about Bitcoin? I mean, clearly most people here who are still watching do remotely care about Bitcoin, because that's what we trade. We are traders and we trade Bitcoin as our main asset that we trade. It might not get the biggest numbers when we stream, but that's what I do. So that's what I do. But I will look at other stuff. I mean, we're here to look at other stuff also. I love altcoins, but we've just been through. I mean, a couple of weeks ago we had really nice altcoin conditions, and now we don't. So when the altcoin conditions come back, I'll talk about them. And there's really good swing trades to be had here. I'm gonna go over the altcoins in just a moment. I will stop talking, and I'm going to cover Ethereum in a minute, and I am going to cover altcoins in a minute. So stay here. Stay here if you are still here, Lucifer. You might have like rage quit by now, but that's fine. That's fine. Elliot Patterson, hey brother, what moving last night? Nice short. Yeah, I mean, the short that I have is like sorry, croaky throat. When you talk for ages, you need to. Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, the short that I had taken. I mean, I am still in a short, but I'm not like making tons of money. There we go. My hair went all funny. Yeah, the short that I have is less than the size of my portfolio and the long exposure I've got. So, I mean, overall, I'm a little bit down on UPNL, but hey, It's nice that by the time it comes back up again, I will be up because I've made money on the short. Yes. ETH could be rebounding today. I do believe so. I do believe so. ETH, I think, looks. ETH has come into the best. I've been waiting for this. I've been just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this on Ethereum. There really hasn't been a trade. We've been looking for the drop on ETH. So why don't we get into that? Why don't we get into ETH? Just going to check the chat once more, and then we're going to go into it. Glyph wiped last night, feel down. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Like, when you look at this, yeah, there have been opportunities. I don't think there's really you shouldn't be getting wiped from this as a range. I can understand why you might be down on unrealized P&L with stuff that's there, but as I've been speaking about, as a lot of my streamers have said, the last two trades we've seen have been very clear short opportunities, and we have been prepared in advance for short opportunities. So I'm not going to say like, sorry, that's awful. Like it's a lesson to learn from this. So step away from the charts for a little bit. And it's hard from an emotional perspective, because I know, like, even when I stream, I'm like, oh, this is exciting. Like, when price is moving up, you get pumped and you're like, yeah, everything's looking great, everything's looking amazing. But you do need to like step back sometimes, have a look at what the market is doing. When we did see that weakness the other day, that had set us up for another short position, and we had opportunities to go short on these highs, and at the very least, like, reduce exposure in longs. It's tough. Like, I felt it last week as well, and I did take a hit, because what happens when you're up here and you're so just chill when price is up here? I mean, it spent the whole week in a very, very narrow range, right? And within that very, very narrow range, we had altcoins that were moving up quite significantly. So I was getting hyped as well. It was kind of exciting. Altcoins were looking great. Altcoins were making a lot of money last week. And then in an instant, it just all unravels. And if you're not protected, if you don't have stops in place, it's natural that you're going to take losses when this happens. It's always part of trading. Okay, you're going to take losses. You're going to hit stop losses. Making losses is fine. It's something you have to accept, and it's something you will have. The best traders in the world will take almost as many losses as they have wins, but it's about managing risk. It's about understanding that losses are part of the game, and you can be in long positions here. Market does that. You can't control whether it does that. Okay, the signs are there that you can take a short position, right? But you can't then legislate for a dump of that magnitude that happens afterwards. Stop losses get hit, and you move on from that. So it's about managing risk. If you've been wiped from a move that is still within a bullish market structure, I mean, we're still looking good here overall, then you just need to be a little bit more just chill out on the leverage, chill out with your risk a little bit, rebuild and try as much as you can. If you start feeling that you're getting excited within the market, like the point in which the market often will, and this happens to me, the point in which the market reverses on me is when I start to be like, oh, this is really nice, but I don't want to close positions because we could go so much higher, and you start to get greedy. Now that happens every single time, no matter how experienced you are within the markets. More so with crypto, like, it doesn't happen when you're just day trading, but if you're like with swing trades and you're trading altcoins and you're doing all of this, greed will get you. So at some point last week, I had a really considerable amount of unrealized P&L. It was a lot. of unrealized P&L that I had on my charts. Now I was taking profit on that, but it was at that point that I was starting to think like, oh man, I mean, if we break out here, that's going to be like serious money I can make. And I didn't want to start closing those trades and reducing exposure, because I was like, shit, we might break out here. But then we had the short position that came out, opportunities to hedge. I did close out of a lot of that, but I still lost a lot of unrealized P&L, but it wasn't a case of getting wiped out. It was just have stops and break even, and you move on. But yeah, a little psychological thing maybe. For a lot of people here, it happens to all of us. And yeah, you just, as long as you're managing risk and go down a little bit on those position sizes. Losing days are natural. They're always going to happen, but you just got to make sure those losing days are smaller than the winning days. And then generally, you see an equity curve that just does this over time. That's what you're aiming for. Just consistent gains. I mean, maybe a little bit more than that. Small losses, bigger wins. Small losses, they can come back down. You might have a day that does this, but just consistent. What you don't want is a P&L curve that does this, right? Because that's not sustainable. Capital preservation is key. Yeah. Anyway, Bitcoin's looking pretty good here. It's holding really well. So I'm going to move on to Ethereum. I'm going to try and keep this like 5 minutes. So my ETH charts are real basic anyway. So yeah, let's move on to Ethereum. I'm going to record this as well. Okay, so Ethereum, a little bit of a more basic look at this. I keep my ETH trading relatively short, relatively simple, and just looking at mainly the 4-hour time frame here, and that's what I use to trade ETH, and also looking at the ETH BTC pair. Now, something we had spoken about last week was when we were up here on Ethereum, we were hoping to see a move down that took us around about that 0.052 to 0.05 area. Now we've come to 0.052 exactly, right? Look at that. That is anchored on that low. Where was my alert? That has not triggered because it clearly didn't go down. But look at that, 0.052, right? Perfect. Now, we were thinking that yesterday this could have a little bounce and then come down and take this, depending on what the rest of the market was. But that is the literal alert that I put on there last week has hit to the absolute tick. The absolute tick that this has gone, which has meant that my alert hasn't triggered because it never traded through it. It just hit it and then came straight off of it. So Ethereum BTC is in the buy zone, right? This is swing long buy territory for ETH BTC. Now, it can go down. This was the top of the target. It could drop all the way to 0.05. All right. I am very happy to continue to look at Ethereum as being very interesting as long as it is within this zone. But the fact that we have hit 0.052 and we are getting a reaction from that is, for me, a really good sign. What we also have here is, if you can do divergences on ETH, I guess we have them at oversold, right? We do kind of have them here. You can actually, this is the funny thing as well, you can actually trade this. So I know it's on Bybit. They've got an ETH BTC USD pair now, so you can trade this actual chart against USDT, which is kind of cool, on some exchanges. So that's good. But yeah, ETH is looking really good here, and I'm very happy with how this is looking. So what we have seen is where this had been just support, consistent support, you break, you then go resistance. All right, so you've just been bouncing along as support, bashing into it as resistance, claimed once again, now back into support. I do believe that we have seen a real good low on Ethereum. Now, of course, this has been for a very, very long time. So this continued range could carry on for a very, very long time. But I am not thinking that it is likely that we come back down towards these lows again at this stage. I think the overall like max pain, ETH is dead, everyone hates ETH scenario is probably over for now, and that we can expect this range to form here and for us to be back up towards here. So this looking really, really good on ETH. It could carry on for quite some time. We don't know if there will be a significant rally from this. We don't know if it ever will rally again. Maybe we are just destined for Ethereum to permanently be within 0.05 and 0.06. Maybe that's just how it goes. But I do think that if we can start to creep back up towards this range, 0.06, maybe we have another drop afterwards. That could coincide with when Bitcoin goes on a big move later on in the summer, potentially, right? So if you're looking at ETH getting a nice bounce here, takes you back up towards the highs of the range within June and July. Then Bitcoin finally takes off and you get this move back down. And then we have the big alt season when we do finally hit a top, 100K, that kind of thing. That could play out really, really nicely. But ETH BTC has hit the buy zone. This is where I'm looking to bid ETH BTC. Now, the other levels that I have spoken about when we look on the ETH USD chart was I had consistently said 3,400 as being just, if we do get an opportunity at 3,400, that looks fantastic. Now, I know we haven't come into that zone on the chart yet, but that was thinking that, okay, we could get that move down to 0.05 on the BTC, ETH BTC pair, which could give us more of a drop down here on the ETH USD pair. But I do believe we've got a good trade here right now, because what have we done? We have taken out these lows on the 4 hour and we have closed back above. So that sets us up for a long position here where we can be targeting range highs once again. All right. I have the stop. I didn't mean to draw the stop at 3,420, but I guess 3,420 works as a stop. But because we're also looking at 3,400 as being a real nice opportunity for buying around about that area, you probably want to keep this as a fairly wide stop. The problem is you can't have a stop that's all the way down here because you just don't have the risk to reward on it. But maybe there's a couple of trades you can take it as a scalp to begin with, and then see if you can then start to move this into a swing trade after that. So yeah, ETH, real nice, having swept those 4 hour lows. And then you look at this gap here as being just a fantastic area to bid into. If you come back down into these prints down here, all right, then that's the second zone that you can be looking for, and that is that 3,400 area. Not seeing that as being, I mean, that could maybe be hit later on if we do see continuous bearish price action. If we do get that capitulation on Bitcoin that takes us to 65.6-ish. I think I was saying, if we do get that move to 65.6-ish on Bitcoin, that would be enough to take us down below 3,400 on Ethereum. But for now, I think there's a real good opportunity for this to bounce, even if it's just something like this right at this stage that takes us back up to this range. I think there's still a good trade to be had here, and it is a trade that I myself I have had bids. I do have bids down here, so I was filled on this move overnight, but I would consider adding to it from a day trading position as well. Now, 30-minute time frame also looks really good. So 1-2 spikes down into these lows on both occasions, closing higher. Okay, so once again, what do we see? We have single prints here. Okay, price surges into it, and yeah, we're getting a decent bounce from this so far. Now, from here, if you're looking on the lower time frames, I'm sure there are a few of you have probably taken this trade already. 30 is clean. 30 is very clean. So this gives us a very clear take profit level, right? If you are long and you're in a day trade long, scalp long, essentially your trade is looking like this right now, with your stop losses at those lows. Okay, you've already come down into there twice. There's been 2 opportunities to bid. Your first day profits here. All right. Coming up into these single prints here. So that would be take profit 1. If we're looking a little bit lower, there's not really any reason to be taking profit earlier on this at this stage if you are long from these lows. What we have not seen yet is this 5-minute gap. I mean, you have. So for you ICT lovers out there, you have had this little inversion. That has happened. But for me, that wouldn't be a place in which you go, okay, that's really bullish. I think there might be another opportunity to get in here. I think that we've seen a nice impulse up that has come back into the range that we've had previously. I think there could be one more opportunity using this as the low, and that we might get this even during the stream. So if you want to look for a long, 3,520 on Ethereum, 3,521. 3,522. You know that 520 to 522. Invalidation at 3,500. And you're looking for 3,570-ish. So if this does drop back down, if there is another opportunity here, I think there could be one more chance. What you don't want to see is price closing back within this red. You don't want to be underwater on this at any stage. If this does drop, you want it to be quick and then get that move up towards these highs. So yeah, that's probably what we're looking for in Ethereum. Then if you hit take profit 1, okay, you've got another high up here. You've got this session VWAP. Still a long way off that session VWAP. So move all the way up to like 3,620, 3,600 could be on the cards here. This could be a real nice trade. Look at that, 4.2R. ETH just permanently giving the memes, right? We had an invalidation at 420. We've got a 420R trade here. So ETH just permanently, it loves that number. So maybe it's a sign. All right, we're going to 4,200. That is it. You got the long position here, and let's just ride it all the way up here. Yeah, sounds good to me. Let's see if we can do that. But of course, being serious about this, yeah, ETH looking good right now, but it could go lower if we do, of course, see that ETH BTC pair search is a little bit deeper. And finally, if, of course, that Bitcoin does get that drop down to start to take out some of these lows. So be aware of it. For now, it's a day trade only. It's not really going to give us any more than that at this stage. There could be another low that gets put in, but on that low, that is where you can start looking at divergences playing out. That is when you can start to look at the overall like bigger picture playing out and getting those really, 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 really nice long positions below 3,400 to take it all the way up to new highs, which I still think is quite likely. Okay, so see what happens. This has been quite a high volume drop. On this occasion, we have, of course, got a very high volume candle on these lows, and you do normally get a bit of a bounce after that. But what we could see, price float back up. Okay, one more low, and that's when you go gig along to new highs. So 1 drive, 2 drives, 3 drives, bang, new highs. Yeah, you got it. Let's see if it works out. But that's enough for my Ethereum analysis. Keep it simple. I've had this plan for ages now, and I've just been waiting for it to play out, waiting, and it's now finally playing out. So I'm very clear on my plan. Now looks good, but not to hold. One more move down, then you hold it with strong hands forever. Now, if we do start to reclaim market structure, you keep those strong hands on this trade. Okay, if this trade doesn't get validated, keep those hands strong. But if it does, and we do come down and take stops, you know where it's heading next. That's when you go gig along and pray with strong hands. So yeah, thanks for watching the ETH update, and I'm going to now stop the recording and carry on with the stream again. So cheers, bye-bye. Right. This is long, man. I'm enjoying it though. I like this format. I do like this format because I get everything out done. Trade with strong hands, hodl with strong balls. What you saying, chat? We're gonna get into altcoins in a minute, and I'm just gonna chill. Whew, take a breath. Take a breather. Bitcoin's still just what? What is it doing? We might even get these like bigger longs today. It might happen. Are there any charts I should just post? Let's whilst we're here. We still got a decent number of viewers on this. If you are new to the stream, please do say hello. Please do say hello. If there is anyone new here, it will be fantastic to hear from you. And if you are new here and you're not subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate that very, very much. I've got my speakers turned off, so I don't even know if people have subscribed. Because usually I hear a little and that tells me someone's subscribed, but that's not happened because my volume was down. I'm just posting this up onto Discord. So ETH into major buy zone could still look a little lower towards 3,400 if BTC corrects down towards 56k and ETH BTC drops to 0.05. Just because I know I will forget about this if I don't post this now. Covering on stream, and we'll post video update on this soon. Okay. If you are new here as well, then I will. So basically, doing these live streams every day, but we also have the entire community, the entire Discord community that is there for anyone who's within the crew. So within this, this is where I gave the short position yesterday, okay, because that happened outside of one of these updates. So alerting to the short position, alerting to other trades that have been taken. And did I say 50? Did I say 56? I meant 65. 66. I meant 66. I meant 66. I'm distracted. I meant 66. What I mean is down here, right? 65 600. That's like the big level I'm really interested in, 65 600, but 66 is close enough, right? 65 600 is the one that I think we could possibly hit today. whilst we're watching this, because we're taking out the lows again, aren't we? But yeah. So within the crew, of course, we've got all these updates. Cake, if you guys are interested in legacy markets as well, has been absolutely smashing it. So legacy market chat is on fire recently. Just consistent profits, even when Bitcoin and stuff is down. It's just very easy to make money on Nasdaq right now. So yeah, that chat's on fire. Loads of trades going on over there. So if you're interested in that, then you can check that out. And just in general, there's just always something going on. So of course, Benny sharing some nice ideas on Bitcoin, a couple of trades that he's looking at. Benny, a really great trader. Always happy to share ideas and help people out if you are new, or if you're needing a little bit more help within the market. We've got a community now. It's a like nice, it's not small community. We've got like a couple of hundred members in there who are active. But yeah, everyone who's here, there's a lot of like really fantastic traders in there. People who are always sharing really good ideas. So if you're looking to learn, and if you're looking to improve your trading, become more consistent with your trading, become more consistent with your risk management, all of those kind of things, there is content on all of that stuff. And there is a really great great community at your fingertips where you can learn pretty much anything that you will want to learn. So we even like dip into options trading from time to time and look at that. Even looking at stocks. There was a trade yesterday looking at with the stocks, and then someone just posted a nice P&L. Okay, Cake's posted his work from this morning, so very good profit being made over there also. So yeah, if you are interested in that, then please do sign up. In fact, if we've got if we can get this up to, we've got less viewers. Come on, where's the viewers at? We need some more viewers. But if we can push, if there is anyone that hasn't liked the stream, if we can push this up to 70 likes, I will do a let's say we'll make a 50% off first month crew membership available. Yes, the Discord links are invalid now. Sorry, I do need to update that. But basically, it's a closed community now, entirely a closed community. So if you want to be part of the Discord, you must go to tauruscrypto.com. Okay. And then you can click on join the crew, and then that will take you through to, apologies for the bright screen, but then you can sign up here. So I'm going to do this for this stream only. So let me just take this off of this, and then I will just, because you guys who have been watching throughout all of this, we're an hour and a half into this so far, and we're probably going to do a good half an hour longer, maybe even an hour longer. So we're going to cover more of the market. But let's go 50% off first payment is, so if you type this code into let's go back onto this. I'll just give you the direct link. There you go, 50% off first month crew membership. Off the first month, yes. So hopefully that's clear for everyone. So TC50 off is there, and you can use it. All right. What's happening? What's happening with the charts? Let's have a look over here. This is not what you want to be seeing right now. If you're thinking Bitcoin's gonna get a big bounce, just to keep it real, this is spot selling that we are seeing. We do have a very real possibility that we could see a bigger capitulation before we come into CPI, PPI, FOMC, which obviously is from tomorrow. So, yeah, consistent spot selling. That last bounce that we did have was perps led mainly. We're at a decent buy area, but there's no reason to think that this can't go lower before it goes higher right now, because we are seeing that spot is the one that's leading the move down. But we'll keep an eye on it for the time being. These things can turn around quite quickly, right? As we very clearly saw yesterday for a start. I mean, you had healthy buying all the way. But what happened? You swept highs. You came back into what was previous resistance, this being this high here, and then it turns around in literally like that. All right. So these markets can flip in an instant. And it's even more apparent when you go back further and you look at this. Oh, this is what's actually happening right now. That's volume. Okay, we've taken the low again. You can see how crazy it gets when lows are taken. And now it's chilling again here. We've cooled off a little bit, but that, yeah, you always know when it takes the lows. I should turn the sounds on as well. I'm not going to turn the sounds on. That would be pain. But again, maybe a little scalp long or something could be taken there. We'll see. But what I mean, yeah, like what I was saying about this happening just in an absolute instant. If we go back to, will this go all the way back? We're probably looking way too far back, aren't we? But 15-minute time frame. So the high that was put in over here, and you could see the weakness on this, right? Even when it took it, and this just like literally just poked up to 72k, and that was it. It was just one little test of 72k, perps led rally, immediate rejection, and then it just completely turns around. So this could bounce at any moment and just rip back through a lot of this, but right now, not looking good at all. Not looking good at all. You're getting higher volume again here. So this is almost leading to like a second move. Because what we had, when you look at the chart from this, all right, you had these three drives. Bang, bang, bang. And then this low took it on lower volume. And now we're increasing aggression again. So what we're going to see here is one of two scenarios. Either because we're seeing the volume pick up, we had this low taken on lower volume, and now we're seeing the volume pick up. We're either going to get significant aggression to the downside, which is going to lead to further expansion. All right, and if we are getting further expansion down, then we're looking down here, essentially. So we're going to see this move just lose this range, okay, drop, and then consolidate again. Or this would be nicer. I'd rather see this at this stage because I think it gives us more to trade. We come back and we change market structure. All right, and then we can look for higher. So we know we're getting volume now. This essentially has to clear this high. Otherwise, we're looking at real big expansion back down again. So there's going to be a bit of a fight. But I would not want to trade this until we clear these highs. I'm going to put a little alert on here. I'm going to put an alert on here because we have seen big volume on this low. So this could just be the final stop hunt. But it's you would have thought this one would have been, right? That should have been the final stop hunt. But no reason why it can't do a couple of them. Just piss people off more. No reason at all. It did nicely knock out a bunch more longs. So all those longs that opened on the bounce have closed out. So final stop hunt on New York session. It could, yeah, we could get another one. But let's see. How is this looking? Is this something I would like to trade? Oh, ETH is the one tempting me right now. ETH is really tempting me right now. I'm going to look at alts in a minute as well. You know what? It's done it, right? ETH is just giving the setup. Okay, forget where that target is. I'll redraw this. But ETH has done it. I should have pressed an alert. Did anyone just take this on Ethereum? So this is like literally the trade we just spoke about. And we've just had it. So, I mean, you're not looking at a huge one here. Look, we're getting this now. Fuck this, I'm taking it. I am long ETH. There you go, we get some live trading. Let's go over here. Let's throw in a couple of nice contracts there. Beautiful. See how it goes. So alerts. We don't want to see that low taken. We do want to see this high taken. A lot of this is going to depend on Bitcoin. ETH's looking okay. Bitcoin looks like shit. So let's watch Bitcoin as well. We have a setup on ETH, but we're praying for Bitcoin to do something. Do something, Bitcoin. Give us a bit of a bounce. Give us a little bit of a bounce. Does this still work? Yeah. No. Bitcoin might ruin this for us. What I should probably do whilst we're just watching this, because I know this is a bit of a lull on the charts, and we are losing some viewers because of it. I wonder if I can upload the videos whilst I'm still streaming. Upload video. Because I did, of course, record those Bitcoin and ETH updates. So as we're in a trade, whilst we just wait for this to play out, honestly, fuck this thing. Fuck this stupid orange coin. It's just going to ruin it. Because we are looking at big expansion down. Have stop losses in place for Ethereum, guys, because if Bitcoin does continue dropping here, I think it's going to get really, really aggressive really quickly. It's holding on there, but you don't want to be going lower than this, otherwise it's going to be a big drop. So have stop losses there. We're still fine. I mean, we've got the entry. There's another opportunity to get in. Risk is minimal, but hard stop. Even if it does like be really annoying and just sweeps lows and reverses, you just don't want to be playing around with big risk on this. All right, cool. I can upload videos whilst I'm still streaming. Perfect. Wonderful. Wunderbar. How's chat, Sam? Bitcoin market update. Is it all over for the bulls? That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. Here's my market update. Bitcoin market update. Is it all over for the bulls? I made a little thumbnail. Look at that. I can do all of this whilst I'm still streaming. Multitasking like a fucking champ. No, it's not made for kids. No, I do not have any sensitive content. Oh, there you go. Bitcoin's taking the lows again. Piece of poo. We're hanging on. We're hanging on an Ethereum. Come on, give us something. Submit rating. Yes, this video contains none of those elements. Checks, yes. Visibility update is complete. Processing will begin shortly. It's going to take a while to upload as HD. And so I'm going to have it unlisted for now. Done. And now let's upload. I need an ETH. Upload video. Ethereum. Ethereum. Big bounce zone for ETH. That'll do. Is that a good title? Make a little thumbnail. Do we speak XRP here? XRP hasn't been relevant for a very long time, right? Okay. I'm still multitasking here. I will be back to proper charts in a bit because we are extending the stream and we're still going. Then it is very important we get these videos uploaded as well. Look at this. Making a little thumbnail, right? Check me out. Keep chatting in the chat, by the way. I'm still watching the chat, and we're still watching this trade. Bitcoin's still dumping like a stupid idiot, but getting away with this so far. Let's throw on an ETH logo. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Save. Thumbnail. Yes. Bounce. Upload. Thumbnail. Go. ETH bounce soon. Ethereum market update. Big bounce zone for ETH. That'll do. I keep saying that'll do. No, it is not made for kids. Yes, it is fine for monetization. No, I do not have any controversial issues. Yes, thumbnail's fine. No, there is no copyrighted content within this video. Go. Unlisted. Canva equals noob software. Well, I am a noob. Shut you up. Look, Canva, at least I can just throw together a thingy real quick. It's nice. Canva's good. Canva's good. And I mean, I lose enough money by doing this job. Like seriously, being a content creator running this like costs too much to like get someone else to do these for me. I'm like the anti-influencer because I do this and I lose money by doing it, and then I have to make money by streaming, by trading. Sultana Shahana Sharif. This is stupid. Nothing going up. That's trading, man. I mean, that's why. Look, hey, I'm still in a short, right? I'm kind of chill. I'm kind of chill right now with all of this. Yeah. I mean, I've barely got anything left on this, but it's still running. It's still going. You want a long? I want a long too. It's much more fun when things are going up, right? It's much more exciting. But we can't always have nice things. Sometimes we have to accept that bad things happen. I'm not feeling good at all about this. Let's see where Doge is at. Because Doge was another one I wanted to cover today for a potential long. Let's move that out the way. It's there as an idea. We're in the right zone on Doge. It's holding. So the thing with Doge, right? It hasn't taken these lows, so we can use this as a decent invalidation, and we're creating these divergences. So this one, I'm liking the look of. Jeez. Fucking just like bounce, man. More liquidations. I think 67,200 was high volume node. Well, it was the point of 67,200. Have a look. Let's go spot. Yeah, we're holding on. 67k. You've got volume here. This is absolutely horrible. We're just taking the lows again. Just nothing. Just no reaction. This is what I mean. This is the expansion down. Okay, you had to reverse at that point earlier. And now it's just getting away. It's just running away, running away, running away. So yeah, we'll keep watching this. I would not be surprised if we see 65k within the next hour or so, or moved below 66. If this continues, we got to see some kind of reaction here, something that just changes this just aggressive selling that we've seen. There's nothing to suggest that. Look, even on this low, look what happens with spot. Okay, so price is moving down, perps. Okay, spot still selling, still selling, still selling, still selling, still selling. Gives way. And again, you're seeing spot just leading this move down. Very, very bearish at the moment. At the moment. Once there will at some point be a response and a reaction. But look at the state of just the huge, huge, huge sell orders coming in. And here we go again. Carnage. Absolute carnage. This is giving us some good opportunities. So it always looks worse when we're watching it on here, but I wanna see put in low before CPI. Yeah, 100%. I think so. I reckon we put in a real good low today or tomorrow morning, and then we go up again. Basically, I don't really think that CPI, PPI, FOMC is going to be bearish. I think we'll end up hitting in a low before that happens. And I think once that happens, we'll find that we're back to 69k relatively quickly. But yeah, for now, like, let's just find this low from somewhere. ETH's hanging on in there. Just about hanging on in there. Closed ETH not worth it when BTC doing this. I mean, there's no point closing ETH unless it hits an validation, but fine. That's a sensible way to manage risk for sure. For sure. But like the ETH BTC pair is okay here. But yeah. I guess what we've got on Ethereum, because this is, look at what it's doing here. I still do think that we probably come down and take these later. This trade might still be on, because what you're doing is you're just generating stops below these lows. BTC dominance dropping, yeah, it will be, yeah. I mean, because we're seeing this big move down from Bitcoin and Ethereum isn't following it, that is strength from Ethereum. Ethereum is the asset you want to be in at the moment. And also, I would say Doge genuinely looking really good. I really do like the look of Doge here. And I think there's probably a ton of other alts. So what I can do, we'll have a bit of a scan, because let's have a bit of a scan. Let's just see where things are at, where things are looking interesting. I'm going to flick through. Do I have time? I mean, we're here. Let me keep aggro open on another screen. Oh, where's it gone? There we go. BTC just had a nice low on the order flow. Does not mean low is in, but first time looking nice. Cool. Which pair, Delirium? Are you looking trading chat? Let's take a look. Again, those of you who are not in the crew, remember there is that 50% discount code that is available now. Inverse. Bybit inverse. That is a nice looking low. So you've got real good excess on the low there. So this is what you get. Like, okay, so if you are this is the amazing thing about having a community of people to trade with, is you have a lot of people that are looking out for the real good opportunities. So whereas I might miss something on the stream, we have other people that are looking at this consistently and are able to pick really, really good points in which to look at opportunities. So that 50% discount code is available. I'm going to pin this. It's pinned. So TC50 off, wop.com/Taurus Crypto, or simply go to tauruscrypto.com, click on join the crew, click on your buy crew membership. This won't work because I'm not logged in, because I already have a membership. This is my admin account, so I can't actually click to buy it because I'm the admin guy. But yeah, it's there. So 50% off, and you get this community. And what we will look at now, let's just have a look at this. So this was on Inverse. So Inverse does give some really, really good pivots. Some good order flow when we have pivots. Sorry. Let's turn on our footprint. And we can just look at this on TradingView. That excess at the bottom looks brilliant. So what you see here, okay, look at this. So below 66,860, all stops, all liquidations, a lot of shorts opening at that low. Okay. A lot of shorts opening at that low, millions of dollars. I mean, that's the wrong. It's not actually millions of dollars. because you get the wrong delta on the inverse, but that's fine. It might be. No, it might be. It might be. That might actually. Is that actually millions of dollars? It is shit. It is millions of dollars. Right. That is a very, very big low. I was looking at this like that can't be right, but no, look at the volume that we're getting. That is normal. That's like a couple of Bitcoin traded there, a couple of Bitcoins. That's a ton. That's a ton of shorts right at that bottom there, right at that low. So that's going to be huge volume. Very interesting. ETH, of course, is still hanging on in there. So if Bitcoin can reverse this, and could be looking at a scalp long on Bitcoin here, based off of this order flow, what you want to see this hold now, essentially is here. Okay, we got to hold this. I'm just going to move it back onto a candlestick chart. We just got to hold that, right? Below here is where we've got trap shorts. You just got to hold this. That becomes a decent invalidation for any trade. If you are want to take a scalp trade, if you do just test into this area, that could be somewhere to bid and then look to like get this to move up. But that's a lot. But this is okay, one exchange showing one piece of information. But statistically speaking, there's a pretty good probability that that could at least be a local low that you could get a decent scalp trade off of. And then that might just save us on this ETH trade. So this is knife catching like crazy. Let's use, in fact, we could probably just anchor VWAP from up there. That will be excess on the TPO. You got your POC here. And you got your volume POC a little bit higher. So if you were gonna take something, I mean, again, you're hoping for a change of market structure here. You are knife catching if you are taking this trade. Completely knife catching, but you just knife catch now, like every now and again, like everything has to pivot somewhere. So everything has to pivot somewhere, and there is always a pivot before a change of market structure. There has to be a low. So at some stage, somewhere, someone can knife catch and catch the exact bottom, and someone will, because the market has to reverse on that. Now, if we're looking at this one exchange, is it enough to tell us that this is likely? At this stage, you're not holding that low, so it's not looking as likely. This is where you have longs that start to open here. So now any longs that have opened from this low, from this bounce, remember this was just stops being hit. Now looking a little bit underwater. Now you're getting more aggressive selling. It's not going to work out. You've taken the lows again. So there you go. You're taking the lows again. That's a stop being hit. And we move on again. Lee gets it wrong, lol. No, I mean we're just watching. Like I didn't take this trade. We're just watching. Oh no, I haven't been stopped. I have not been stopped on my ETH trade. So that's still surviving. So yeah, I think that was it. Was here. It was it was pretty clear. Okay, you didn't hold the level. So what you want to do? Okay, there's your low. You put in another one. Hold continuation higher. Um, yeah. But now let's see where we go from here. This was the thing from earlier. Right. Yeah. Let's see if any of these lows go. Come on, ETH. Come on, ETH. How's chat doing? What we got? We got 81 people in here now. Smash the like button if you are here. We're still just surviving this. Everyone's clearly panicking because numbers of the numbers of viewers have gone up a little bit. So we definitely got some panic in the house. When the numbers pump and the price is dumping, then it's all good. It's all good. Shall we do a little scan of other opportunities? So, let me have a look. Once again, I will keep this open in the background. It looks like we're getting a bounce. It does look like we're getting this bounce finally now after that last little stop run. Prakash Bafna says it will go to 60k today. It won't. I can tell you that. It won't go to 66k today. Like it just won't. You have your liquidation there. Okay, maybe it will. Maybe it will. Don't worry. It's not. We won't go to 66k today. To 60k today. Sorry. We might go 65, 66. We're not going to go 60. Honestly, like I think the low of this range holds is just where that low is going to be. Are we going to sweep some of these lows and then get a bounce? Like, give it till tomorrow. It's going to be back. Like, we're going to be back. It's fine. It's just this. I'm so sure this is just a shakeout still. Like, I'm in the short, but I'm chill. Like, I want to close this out. um, this is where I want to add exposure. I think this is a real nice opportunity. Scanwick centralized exchange freezes incoming. Maybe, yeah. Oh, we got a subscriber. Thank you, whoever that was. I don't know why this isn't popping up anymore. When there's a subscriber, it doesn't pop up on the poppy up anything. Which is sad. It used to do that. Alert box. Why is it not working? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I want to bid some shitcoins that are looking nice. Is it time to do that? I hope so. Should I buy more at this level, sir? Maybe. I'm gonna add to because I think for myself, okay, yes, this ETH trade is a scalp, but I think I also want to start to scale into a swing again here because it's been a while. So let's just buy a little bit of ETH. I mean, we're essentially you were buying ETH real good value here. I'm gonna buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Not adding leverage, but I think dip buying here, I pay for it with the short position. It's cool. It's the first time I've done this since this low. This reaction, so like now, this is what I mean. It turns in an instant. I think it had a real good go at it, but it only took the lows on inverse. Didn't take it on the rest. Now, just what I'm seeing from a price action perspective, I prefer this now. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I reckon that low's looking good. Alts. So first of all, I want to look at some of the alts that I had shorted because the fact that I had shorted them means they could be now looking like good longs. That not coin. Whoa. Okay, this one I'm interested in. So this is a short. I had taken the short. I closed out of my shorts on Friday night. But that is anchored VWAP from this low, from when this move really started going. Ooh. 786. You're gonna be at a 50% retrace of its all time. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I like this. I'm not doing it yet, but I'm switching that from red to green. Not coin on an anchored VWAP having dropped from this low. That looks sexy. That looks nice. What else? Let's just have a very quick scan. Bonk. Just a bonk to play could be a play. You've got a 4-hour gap here. Bonk could work. Floki, no. Bonk's okay. Floki, not. Luna, no. Pepe, no. Sats, no. Sheep, no. 1 inch, no. Ave, yes. Ave is at decent support. Oh, come on, anchor. That may also be the POC. Oh, it fucking is. Ave, yes. Look at that. I'm such a legend. I know it's going to be the POC before I even draw that it's the POC. Anchored VWAP, I would imagine, is a little bit higher. There we go. And you're coming into decent. Ave, decent. Ace, no. ACH, no. ADA, no. Avo, no. Agix, no. 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 Alt. No. No. maybe ape, low. This is what I do basically when I'm trading. It's so simple, right? So hopefully anyone that's watching this, maybe you learn a little bit about like years of degeneracy and how you can just spot opportunities like bang, done. Ape, yes, I might look at that later on. I'm not in a rush to trade anything right now. But ape having swept those lows, internal lows, cool. Looks good. The thing is you're outside the value area and you've not got a lot of support, but it took that low, might be something interesting here. The thing is when you're looking at this, you got to go onto the lower time frames, see how things are looking, wait for a bit of a sign of strength, but it's a maybe. Aptos, no. Arbs kind of nah. That's interesting, Arkham. And also you'll notice I'm just purely doing 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is all I use for swings. Just all you need. It's all I care about. Or you can also do throw a moving average on there, 200, because we should be hitting some 200 period moving averages. Maybe even on a daily time frame, 200s. So if we've got, you know what? I might. I'm going to keep that 200 day, or do I want to keep it on a 4-hour? Everything's below on a 4-hour. What are we on in a day? Where's stuff at 100? Okay, there's a bunch of stuff on a 100-day moving average. Is ape around 100? No. What was it I was saying? Aptos. Fuck it. I don't know about the moving averages. Figure them out later. Arkham looks interesting. That gets a green label. AR. Oh, that's the one I shorted. The moving averages getting in the way. AVAX. Oh my god, there's so many charts. AVAX, no. AXS, yeah. Like that looks really, really, really good, but it's Axie Infinity, so why the hell would I want to trade Axie Infinity? Like again, internal lows into liquidity, clean up imbalance. I probably wouldn't take this, but the chart looks really good for a bounce. Bake's already getting a bounce. Like you could even look for shorts and stuff like this. Sweep that high, go for a short. Big time taking out lows. Again, I don't like the token, but big time taking out lows. Good bounce. I need to give that a label. Boom. Boom taking lows, 4-hour gap. It's look at it all. Look at all this shit bouncing from the same shit. Right? Same shit. Doge. Dot if you get back above 660, not there yet. ENA. ENA. Yeah, that looks good. I'll chart this up later. Anyway, I've seen enough of that. ENS looks good. there's a lot of opportunity here. A lot of opportunity here. We're getting through this gradually. I'm just going to keep scanning. Quick. Glimmer, and then I'll chart these ones up that I like the look of. Hot trading the graph and H bar or Allevium or IMX. Reset chart view. Come on. No, reset chart view. That. Give me a nice view. There we go. That's better. GTO back entry. Any chance you could look at fat? I mean, I just flicked through it and it didn't look interesting to me. So no. All I need is a second to know if a chart looks interesting or not, because there's so many options out there. Once you know something looks interesting, then you can chart it, whack it on a watch list, and then you can focus on it later. But yeah, FET didn't pique my interest at all. Lido does. There is big money to be made on this dip. That is what I am saying now. So if you have survived this dip, if you have survived this, big opportunities here. And the more I look at altcoins, the more convinced I am that this is just where, like, this is all going to get reversed very, very quickly once Bitcoin finds a low. But oh my god, there's so much shit that looks so good here. Like, exactly where you want it to be. Meta, so that can just go a bit lower. Mu. I like the name of the ticker. Myro. It's good to see meme coins are dumping. Near. Near's a bit high. Oh, right. Yeah, that's that one. Fuck. Everything's doing the same thing. OP. Damn. Audi. Gotta be looking at an opportunity to compound Audi. This thing, I was like, it's either going to pump all the way here or it's just going to completely crash all of these stops, and it has. Should have just done the short from here instead. You were like, it was 50-50. I was looking on this chart the other day. I was like, okay, if we pump, we're going to pump through it really quickly. If we dump, we're going to come all the way back down here. So could have just done like traded it both ways and just let the stop do its thing. At the time, I was bullish on the market, so okay, we're nearly at the end of this little list. Look at that stuff that hit to take profit, and then boom. This is the importance of taking profit. You share a screenshot, you take profit. Although this screenshot was shared back here. But yeah, the importance of taking profit. The importance of taking profit. Stacks is the one. Holy shit, I'm buying more stacks. This is one that I am like uber confident in. Market buy, do not care, in. Added more stacks to my stack. More. That's brilliant. Like anything below $2.20 on stacks is just such a gift for me. $2.20 to $2. Beast. Sui. Opportunities. Sushi. Opportunities. We wanted to see these lows taken. Triple bottom. Triple bum bum. Happened on Friday. Back testing it. Sushi. Opportunity. Opportunity to go long. You could even use that Friday low as your invalidation at this stage if the market breaks, and you've got a couple of TP levels there. So sushi looks interesting. Tau little bit lower. I might actually. I didn't think this would ever happen. I didn't think I'd get my sub $300 levels entries on Tau, but I might do. Why is there a big green line? Oh, there's not a big green line on my screen. It was just me being an idiot. Token? I don't like token as a token, but that's getting interesting. Ton, no. TRB, no. Turbo, no. Uni, no. Uni down here. Uni down here. If it goes down here. Nice. But until then, no. USDC, yeah. Buy it all. VeChain, what the hell? Waves, dead. Whiff. Dead. WorldCoin, dead. Woo. XAI, decent. If it can just come down a little bit lower. XLM, no. XRP, no. Why? No. 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 Then we're back at the top. Okay, I've scanned every single asset on WooX. And yeah. We found some opportunities there. So in the meantime, what's Bitcoin doing? It's just not even doing anything. Ethereum has hit first take profit level. So there's TP1 on ETH. Happy days. See if ETH can get a bit more of a move. But yeah, ultimately still thinking we could drop a little bit further later on. Maybe during New York session, something along those lines. But yeah, Sultana, yeah, my ETH targets are the same. So I'm looking at 3,400 on ETH overall. But I reckon this could have, it has the potential to be the low. We just don't know yet. But anyway, on that note, I am going to wrap it up. This has been a 2.5 hour live stream. There's been a couple of videos recorded with it. We've had a look at the charts. We've watched everything that's been going on. We've made a little bit of money because we've hit a couple of take profits. Yeah. So it's been decent. It's been decent. I'll be back again tomorrow. Same time, same place, 9 a.m. And then I will also stream for FOMC tomorrow in the evening. But on that note, I will wrap it up. And I will leave this by saying, hopefully we get a bounce. Ethereum looks good. And if you don't want to stack sats, stack stacks. That's the one token I'm like mega bullish on right now. So if I fail on this, then it is what it is. But I'm placing my bets on this one. I like it. I think it's good. And we'll see how it goes. Bitcoin ecosystem, right? For bullish Bitcoin ecosystem, this will be a leader. And I've been waiting for an opportunity to get in. We're finally getting it. So cheers, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see if we can bounce. Not looking likely. Not looking likely. But yeah, cool. See you in a bit.